8 innings, 10 strikeouts.
So many stats out there about him. I just happened to see one from ESPN. He didn't get a strikeout in the 4th inning, okay? And the thing said, why was that significant? He had gone 73 innings in a row with at least 1 strikeout.
Wow, I didn't know that.
73 innings in a row, and it's the most since the expansion era of '61. The next guy had 33 innings fewer. So think about that. It's just unbelievable dominance. And do you think the guy's timing is pretty good? He's a free agent to be.
What kind of contract
Not many
do you think
teams
he's
could hire him. Not many teams can sign him. He's a California kid. I'm assuming he'll end up in the Dodgers or maybe Anaheim. Very few teams can afford him, but he's gonna break the bank, so to speak. He's just he's the best pitcher in baseball right now.
Do you think he'd want to go to Anaheim? I mean, they have a high payroll. Can they even afford him?
Well, I mean, I don't know, because they got Pujols, but he's towards the end of his mammoth deal, and they just signed Mike Trout to that big deal. So I don't know how much they can spend out there.
But the Dodgers
could. He's a California kid.
All right, we're going to go out to let's go out to John out in Castle Shannon. What's up, John?
Rich, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
How's Cookie, the rookie? What's going on, brother?
He's
doing great, man. Thanks.
Hey, Rich, do you think that the Steelers can salvage the season?
Okay. Ron might laugh at me for this. They have 11 games left. I think they could win 9 of those games. I think they could. I don't think that they will, but I think that they could win 9 of the games. But
well, I mean, the Miami Dolphins may win 6 or 7. They
Yeah.
could, but it isn't likely. I thought the season was virtually over as far as the playoffs go last week when they lost to Baltimore. Now, does that mean they can get to 8-8, not have a losing season? Tomlin's never had a losing season. I think it's probably going to take 9 to win the division. The division's bad, but you can't lose to Baltimore at home. And even if they win this week, my original thought, I had them beating Cincinnati, beating Baltimore, losing to the Chargers. They'd be 2-4. If they beat the Chargers, they're still 2-4. But it's a division loss at home to Baltimore that can kill you.
They're almost They're 2.5 essentially back of Baltimore. Right. You know, they still play Baltimore one more time. Right. They would have to win that. They could maybe split with Cleveland. You would think they should beat Cincinnati.
And you can't get past the fact that it's either Duck at quarterback or Mason Rudolph at quarterback. There's no number 7 going to come back and ride to the rescue.
Yeah, and that's the tough one. I'm looking at 6-7 wins. I think that's realistic. I think 8 wins is actually would do the organization a disservice. You get 6 wins. They can't even have a draft pick.
You don't have a number 1 pick. What difference does that make?
It doesn't matter now, right?
You get a higher number 2 round, I guess, but it doesn't really matter.
But maybe they realize you're not over-evaluating your team like the Pirates do every year. If they finish 6-10, 5-11, then they realize how far away they are.
Well, I mean, again, they found ways to lose. I love the defense playing better. I think that, you sacked Lamar Jackson 5 times, intercepted him 3 times, but they had a chance to close out the game at the end and couldn't do it.
Yeah, they couldn't do it.
And the same thing in what they've done consistently this year is when the Steelers scored, either take a lead or get back into it, the defense gives up a long drive right away. You need to come out and get a 3-and-out and get the ball back for your offense.
And, Ron, I never heard your opinion about it, but that's why I disagreed with kicking off to start overtime. The defense was out on the field. You're not giving them a break, and they potentially could drive down and kick a field goal. Now, it worked out for them. But I didn't agree with it.
If they kick a field goal, you still get the ball.
You still get the ball.
But, I didn't buy it until Tomlin's explanation, and I think it made sense. I said this on the radio yesterday. I thought Justin Tucker was the best player in the game. He can make field goals from 60 yards. He's mastered that high kick with a long hang time to like the 2-yard line. And Tomlin's explanation was perfect. You're going to give him the ball at the 15-yard line with the 4th-string quarterback in there. Say you have to get a 3-and-out, you punt from your 20. They only have to get 1 first down, and Justin Tucker's in position to win the game with a field goal.
Yeah,
so I bought the argument. And now I can say, well, it worked, right? They're probably going to win the game if Juju doesn't fumble. But sometimes bad decisions turn out good. Sometimes good decisions turn out bad. But I bought Tomlin's argument on that.
All right, let's go out to Clint out in Altoona. What's up, Clint?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. I wanted to mention a couple of things to get a comment and a question on the baseball series coming up here. The Astros-Yankees, I think, is going to be great because, there's some guys saying that the Yankees, with their power and everything, you have to, you can't pitch to contact to those guys. I mean, you have to have strikeout pitchers, and that's what Houston has with Cole and Verlander anyway, the top two. And the National League, I want to ask you guys if you were surprised about this matchup, because watching that game last night, the Nationals and Dodgers, and Kershaw come in and got roughed up. I mean, this guy's great during the regular season, but hasn't done diddly in the postseason. And then they bring Joe Kelly in, give up the grand slam, and boy, that crowd was really booing. Do you think pressure's on Dave Roberts now in L.A., or what do you think?
100%, yeah.
I think Dave Roberts is probably going to get fired. There was all kind of pressure. I was shocked when I saw that score. I thought the Dodgers were absolutely going to go to the World Series for the third year in a row and maybe had a chance to win it, but their bullpen was bad a lot of the year this year. They have just thumpers on that team, and give Washington credit. And how about St. Louis, 10 runs in the first inning?
Game over.
I'm an old guy, and I can say I never saw that before, but nobody ever saw that before in the first inning of a postseason game. So Cardinals-Washington doesn't do much for me. Astros-Yankees does a lot for me.
That seems
Great
like the World
pitching
Series.
against a thumping lineup. It's going to be fascinating theater. I'm going to go with pitching, but I'm going to take the Astros, but I'm always wrong. So.
Yeah, I like Astros-Cardinals here. I thought for sure the Dodgers, but they're one Achilles heel, like you said. That's something they did not address, and they should have, and it came back to bite them. I just don't understand why they went with Kelly there. That was what
Jansen was still available, wasn't he?
Yeah, he came in afterwards when they gave up the grand slam.
Too little, too late.
Should have flip-flopped those two, right?
Yep.
All right, let's go out to Pete in Squirrel Hill. What's up, Pete?
Richard, how are you doing tonight, my man?
Good. Thanks for calling, buddy.
Rich, I called for two reasons tonight to ask Ron a question, but first about your haircut today. If they ever do a remake of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Rich, you're the Sundance
Thanks,
Kid.
Pete. I appreciate it. Lauren from Azazu hooked me up tonight.
Is he a handsome man or what? He is just one handsome man.
Thanks, Pete.
He's only 3,000 miles, Ron, from a Hollywood screen test.
Makes me look bad sitting next to him, I'll tell you.
I wouldn't go that far. I don't go. You remind me of Sean Connery, very distinguished. But my question for you, Ron, is you profess time and time again how much you love baseball playoffs, Ron.
Yep.
What about these decisions by the manager of the Dodgers? In a 3-0 game last night, Ron, he had a man on second with nobody out 2 times. The baseball play for over a century, Ron, is to bunt him to third base, get him there with 1 out so they can score, not needing a hit. I don't understand the mistake.
Well, I mean, first of all, tell me who was at bat. Is your cleanup hitter up? You're going to have him bunt? Your number 3 hitter, are you going to have him bunt? No way.
No, it was Ned Beatty the one time, bat number 5, and I can't think of the other time.
It depends on who the guy's. Can he bunt? Has he ever bunted before? I generally don't like to give up outs. Now, if you have the leadoff guy and he's a good bunter, I get it. But until I know who's up and whether they can bunt or not. I used to be a big small ball guy, but the Dodgers didn't win by playing small ball. They won by hitting it out of the park. And, if a guy hits a home run, it's a smart call by Roberts. But beyond that, I mean, he's going to be fired. There's so much pressure out there, and I think he's gone.
You know what? They almost won it in the bottom of the 9th, right? They went to the wall. So,
yep.
I thought they were going to win it.
You know what
was going to win it.
Almost winning is, right?
Yep.
Losing.
All right, we're going to take a break. Back with more phone calls, maybe some tweets coming up next. Stay right there.